I believe that, if everybody say it can't get done, I'm like, yes it can, why not? I said, if these kids can't read, then I'm not going to call them. All this, mom, dad, I'm going to look you in your face and say this kid can't read. We let them down. School, parents, we let them down. But I'm not going to take them to the next grade knowing that they're not at grade level. It's funny because I'm always like, okay, how are schools successful? Well, schools are successful when they demand greatness. Greatness doesn't come. We're about to make history. We're about to learn. We're about to grow. We're about to make history. And then, mark my words, it's going to be other school districts, other places around it that's going to be doing this thing. We're going to be the first model. And I'm speaking that into existence, okay? If you can really take the map and drive the instructor inside the classroom and link it to the M step, then everything will move. You see it?
Ladies, third grade teachers, could you tell me, how do you think this professional development was for you today?
Easy. It was productive. It was exciting.
We will never leave Mr. Hurt's advising.
Because the schools that I've worked with, the teachers I've worked with, their scores is go through the roof because what I do is I talk about practical stuff that's practical. Because I'm a former teacher and also I'm a principal, so I'm gonna be telling you guys things that I know will work in your classroom.
For booking, please visit shurt.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Sean Hurt, your school turnaround specialist, with another powerful Saturday podcast. And this is going to really be an insightful podcast. Every student deserves a great school. Principals, are you willing to be persecuted for it? Are you willing to be persecuted and talked about and things of that nature for a great school? So come on in, hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. Give me 2 minutes as I get all of my LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter people in, and this episode is going to be powerful. So just give me a few minutes as I get all of my people in. You say, Hurt, woo, yes. So I need all of the time so I can be able to have those really deep conversations. So I need you to get a pencil and paper out. And I know it's Saturday, saying, Hurt, it's Saturday, it's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yes, but make sure you support the Fantastic Four. We give out good information. It's myself at 10, Creator Educate at 10:30, Principal Confedele at 11, and Josh Tarver Sunday at 7 o'clock. So make sure you tune in. We give out information. You know how we do it. Every week, we go to another level with educating principals, teachers, counselors, superintendents all around the world. So I'm excited. I'm pumped up. This one is funny. I've been working on this all week, my notes and everything. So I need my time. So let me go ahead and see who's with me. Good morning, Mr. David Bell from Ben Harbor. Salute to you. Good morning, Miss Stacy Joy from Los Angeles in the house. I love it. Good morning to you, Rella Hicks from Georgia. Oh, Miss Hicks from Georgia. How's everything coming along over there? Good morning to you, Rashard Davis from Vegas, 702. I got Josh Tarver from Texas. I know you probably working out, Josh Tarver, doing something like that. I'm gonna get mine in this afternoon. Josh Tarver. You and Dr. Houston has inspired me. Good morning to you, Dr. Jeter from Illinois, Chi-Town, Illinois. Oh, we heard Climate, but I say Chi-Town, Illinois, my neighbor. Good morning. Good morning to you, Miss Carolyn Blanchard. Where you from? Put it down there where you from. It's a hurting morning. Yes, I love it. It is a hurting morning. I am going to, I'm excited. I cannot wait. Good morning to you, Miss Wallace, my good friend from North Myrtle Beach Middle School. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Mrs. Melissa Jones Chuno. Good morning to you. I did get the inbox message. I cannot wait to see it. Good morning to you, Dr. Houston, my sister, Dr. Houston, doing some big things, getting awarded, just doing some big things. I know she's going to talk about it on her podcast at 10:30. Give me about 15 more seconds. Good morning to you, Miss September Vance Daniels. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Miss Erica Ellison. You know what, Miss Erica Ellison, my wife's first name is Erica, but she puts an A in front of the E. So anytime I see Erica, I always remember that name because that's my wife's first name. So good morning to you. Good morning to Principal Kafele. Know what, Principal Kafele, this topic that I'm gonna talk about, I know that you could. I know that you will resonate with it. And when I was doing my notes and thinking about it, I was just thinking about you and some of the conversations that you have had. So I know you will resonate with this topic. So I'm gonna. We got Miss Blanchard from Jamaica. All right. And then I'm going to stop right there. So, I have Miss Janice Townsend. Good morning to you, Miss Townsend. She wears many hats. She's a board member in the Ipsy School, but also she attends my church. Thank you, Miss Townsend, for tuning in. This is going to be a good one. All right. And I got Mrs. McMahon from Illinois. So I'm going to stop right there. If I miss anybody, thank you very much for tuning in. This morning, we are going to get at it. We're going to talk about every student deserves a great school. Principals, are you willing, and not even just principals, but leaders, I'm talking about leaders, are you willing to be persecuted for it? So I need you to hit that share button. Let me know what share this out because we need more people to talk about it, all right? So before I get started, I always talk about what are some of the things that's keeping you up at night as an educator? What are some of the things that's keeping you up at night as an educator? One of the things that's keeping me up at night as an educator is we have 3 more weeks before the state test for people to start taking the state test. Are you prepared? I've been talking about it for 4 or 5 months. I've been putting posts up. It is knocking on the door. It's knocking. It's not 4 or 5 months. We're talking about 3 weeks before the state test. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? Okay, so just put in the chat, what are some of the things that's keeping you up at night as an educator? What are some of the things that's keeping you up at night as an educator? Okay, just put it in the chat. The other thing is that I would like to share this out with, this is only for schools or districts in Michigan, only for schools and districts in Michigan. You might have something similar to that in your state, but this is for schools in Michigan. There's a grant called the 27H. I'm going to say this again. There is a grant for schools in Michigan called the 27H, 27H. Look it up. Okay. This grant will allow you, is a $50 million grant, 5 years, $50 million. I'm going to say this again. The state of Michigan is giving schools, has a grant for $50 million stretched out for 5 years. And it supports new teachers, new administrators, new counselors to be able to get training for your school and district. So if you are a new principal, a new teacher, a new counselor, so that means you've been in the profession for 3 years or less. I know for a fact that you as a school district, you have principals or teachers that's been in their profession for 3 years or less. Counselors, social workers, they're giving you money. Just apply for it. They're giving you money to be able to get consultants to come in, people to come in to help support your district. $50 million over 5 years. Now, the application is due on March the 27th. I'm giving information, is due March the 27th. So what, you got about 2 more weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to fill it out. It is easy. Well, I don't know how to fill it out or anything like that. I have somebody who is willing to help support you to fill out the application. This person that I know just inboxed me. This person that I know has a very high rate of getting schools grants. So how easy it is. You inbox me, I connect you with the person, you sit down with them. Yes, she's going to charge a fee, but it won't. So imagine your district getting $400,000 for next school year, $400,000, the next year, another $400,000 to be able to help support your schools, principals, administrators, teachers, social workers, you name it. So there you go. Yes, whoa, heard that sounds, yes, it is, sounds good. Michigan schools, make sure I got about 4 or 5 Michigan schools on here in districts, 27H. Don't leave no money on the table. All right, so let's go jump in it. Hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. This is going to get good. Every student deserves a good school. Principals, are you willing to be persecuted for it? Wow, you say hurt. That is deep. That is deep. Every time I talk about a topic, let me put my glass on. So I gotta, I want to make sure that I'm serious. Every time I talk about a topic, this is something that I have dealt with as a principal, as an administrator in my lifetime. So I don't just talk about something I read in the book or I heard from a third party. This is something I know takes place. This is something that I know in order for me to go to the next level, it was a lot of persecution. And that's a very strong word. I put a post up, they said persecution. Yes, persecution. Persecution. So let me tell you what the definition of persecution is. Okay? The definition of persecution is to harass or punish in a manner designed to injure, grieve, or afflict. Specifically, to cause to suffer because of belief. To cause to suffer. So you're going to suffer because of your belief as a administrator, as somebody who believes that every student deserves a good school. So if you stand on these principles that I said, that that you believe every student deserves a good school, you'll be persecuted for that. This is how it is. This is how it is. So you must ask yourself these 6 questions, and I'm going to get into it. You must ask yourself these 6 questions. Question 1, if you say yes to any of these questions, get prepared. Now, persecution is not a bad thing. It's just that you believe that kids can learn. So if you say yes to any of these 6 questions, let's go ahead and get started. The first question is this. Do I want my school to be the highest performing school in the state? Do I want my school, your school, to be the highest performing school or district in your state? First question. You got to, it's real simple. It's either yes or no. Next one. Do I want my school to become a national blue ribbon or reward school? It's either a yes or a no. There's no in between. Number 3, do I want to become a Milken Award recipient as a principal? Do I want to become a Milken Award recipient as a principal? Principal Gafele talks about it all of the time, how he was one. He's had people, within the last couple of months, over the years, to go on his podcast to talk about it. Do you want to become that? It's either yes or no. Next one. Do I want my school to have an A on their report card grade when it comes out? Oh, it's coming out. Do I want my school, we ain't talking about a C or, no, I'm talking about the best. Do I want my school to have an A on the report card grade when it comes out? Yes or no? Last one. I'm sorry, I got 2 more. Do I want 60% or more of my students to be at or above grade level by the end of the year? Do I want 65% of my students at my school, my high school, my middle school, to be at or above grade level at the end of the year? And the last thing is that, do I want these kids to go to college and beyond when they graduate from my school? Now, if you answer yes to all 6, even if you answer yes to one of the questions, this is one of them. It could be question number 2. Do I want to become a national blue ribbon school? If you answer yes to one of them, it's going to support the other 5 questions. If you become a blue ribbon school, well, there's a good chance that you'll become a Milken Award winner principal. There's a good chance that you'll become a high performance. Whatever you answer is going to, if that's a yes, it's going to take place. Oh, wow, Hurt. Yeah. So now it goes back to what I said. If you desire for your school to be, if you say, I want to have a great school, and you answer yes to any of those 6, you will be persecuted. So why do you say that, Hurt? Give me more. I see Miss Townsend say yes, yes. Everybody say yes. Good morning, everybody. I feel that deeply. I've been persecuted as well. Yes. So give me more, Hurt. Okay. Remember, I've been doing this. I started in 1999. So was that 26 years. Teacher, principal, you already know my story. The schools and districts were not set up to accomplish any of these goals. The schools in Texas, Michigan, Florida, Georgia, New Jersey, wherever you at, California, Stacey Joy, wherever you at, Dr. Jeter in Illinois, wherever you're at, South Carolina, Dr. Houston, your schools and districts were not set up to accomplish any of these goals. Schools and districts are there to maintain the status quo. Whatever the status quo is in your school or district, consequently, that's what it was there to maintain. So if anybody comes and shakes up the status quo, changes it and says, hey, I want to become a national blue ribbon school, they're going to say it never happened in this district. It never happened with these type of kids. It never happened before. So now you're creating something, you're starting something that has never happened. So they're going to say, know what? We think this cannot take place. You're going to say, I think it can take place. You're going to say, every student deserves a great school. Well, a great school is when you are an A school. A great school is when you're a national blue ribbon school. A great school is when teachers are here. A great school is when kids are learning. A great school is when the climate is good. That is a great school. And they're going to say, we've never had that. So let me give you an example. You say, okay, Herb, I get it. I understand it. Let me just show you something. Let me just show you something real quick. I'm about to go PowerPoint style. Hopefully I could go and get this right. I'm about to share something. All right. Yeah, we're good. All right. I want to make sure that I'm good with a new slide. I want to go to the big slideshow. Let's go from current slide. All right, give me a second. Go and hit that share button. Let me know if I'm talking good. Let me know if I'm talking good. Let me know if this is sounding good. So let me give you a chart, and then you probably can't see it, but at the top it says effective principal, effective student, growth and achievement. So at the top it says effective principal at the top, effective teacher, growth and achievement. So let's look at this right here. The first thing says below average principal. So if a school or district has a below average principal, a below average teacher, the growth and achievement will be low. Can everybody see this? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. All right. I see people saying, yeah, we can see her. We got it. Okay, cool. Principal Faintly said, I'm talking good now. Yep, I'm going to really get to it. If a school has a below average principal, now remember I'm talking about principal, skilled teachers. All right, the principal is not good, but we got some skilled teachers. We got some superstar teachers. The growth will be high, but the achievement will be low. Now, if I have a skilled principal, that means I'm standing on business. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I don't care what has happened in the past. And then I have below average teachers. They just below average. You're going to have high growth and average student achievement. So do you see how this principal, when they stand on business, how it can shift the whole school and district and what you're doing? And the last thing is that if you have a skilled principal, skilled teacher, you have high achievement and high growth. All right. Now, I wanted to show you that because I want to go to my next slide. And then we're going to talk about it. Make sure I'm good. All right. When I was a principal, and I got to go back to my testimony, when I was a principal, my students came from neighborhood and houses like this. Hopefully it's moving. Okay, yep, it's going to move. Everybody going to see it. Houses like this. I was told in a district that I worked in that kids cannot achieve greatness in these houses, in this area. It has never been done before. Look, they say this, and then I said, this is the houses that greatness lives in. Everybody, principal, the district, parents, even the parents like, Hurt, you are wild by saying that you're going to be a great school. Look at the neighborhood. And they even was very specific. They say, look at these students. I'm going to show you some slides. They said, and they was very specific. They said these black kids from the inner city will not achieve greatness. This is what everybody was saying. This is what they were saying to me. And I was persecuted. They laughed at me. When I came in early, left late, when I demanded greatness from everybody, they laughed at me. They said, these black kids from the inner city, look, the pictures right here. I'm not making this up. Look, pictures right here. They are not going to achieve greatness. These kids right here, there's not going to be greatness. So for me, I had to decide, do I listen to what people said, or do I believe that greatness can take place? Well, I was dumb enough to believe that greatness can take place in these kids. And of course, we know the testimony, I was able to, awards and things of that nature. But enough about me, but I just want to show you those slides because it's very important, because there's somebody saying, Hurt, I want to take that step. I want to take that step. I believe I can take that step as a district or a school district, but am I willing to be persecuted for it? Am I willing to be on the news and people talk about me? Am I willing to be able to be in the school board meeting and I got my own teachers, my own people on the side saying things that's not true? Am I willing to be able to go home? I'm talking good now because I'm married, my wife, am I willing to go home and my wife going out to the grocery store, going out with my kids, and there's people saying things about me or they're looking at it and it's coming to my home? Now I'm going to stop right there, and it goes back. If you answer yes to any of those 6 questions, it's going to take place because you're changing the status quo. You're changing the status quo. If you believe that every student deserves a great school, principal, superintendent, board member, whoever you are you willing to be persecuted for it? All right. So you say, all right, Hurt, I'm feeling you. I understand you. What type of persecution will come my way when I step out on faith and believe that I can do it? All right. People will say to you, this has never been done. No 16 has never been done. We've never had a Mike and Award winner in our district. We've never been a reward school. We've never been a National Blue Ribbon school. We've never had an A. The best that we've ever had as a report card grade was a C. They're going to tell you that. Why? Because it's never been done before in a district with those students. They're going to say those students can achieve greatness. Now, when you say that, you got to be willing to stand on business and say they will achieve greatness. So that's the first thing. So when you say yes to any of those questions, it's going to come. Number 2, if you're willing to make student achievement the number 1 priority, if you stand on your business and say student achievement will be the number 1 priority, then persecution is going to come. Why? Because now you got Mr. and Mrs. Potato Plant. Now I'm going to say that again. You got Mr. and Mrs. Potato Plant saying, hey, I've been doing this for 20 years. How dare you tell me how to teach? How dare you send me to some PD? How dare you tell me that Mr. and Mrs. Potato Plant is going to get mad at you? They're going to be in your staff meetings murmuring and complaining. They're going to be looking at you side-eye. They're going to be doing all those things. Okay? It will take place. It took place with me. Mr. Potato Plant, man, we need to help you improve on that instruction, man. You got to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We got to differentiate some things, man. Let's set up this classroom differently. Mr. Potato Plant looked at me like, hey, man, Hurt, I've been doing this for 22 years, Doc. How you telling me what to do? And then in my mind, I had to tell myself, yeah, you have, but you've been failing kids for 22 years as well. Because based on this, on your district assessment, based on the state assessment, man, kids is not passing it. They failing. They getting 3 months worth of growth in 1 year, yada, 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 yada. So I hear what you're saying. You've been doing it for 20 years, but you've been failing kids for 20 years as well. So now I'm going to stand on my business and say, either A, you get with the program, or B, this might not be the place for you. The book called Good to Great talks about it. The book called Good to Great talks about it. It says some people just need to be moved on a different seat on a bus. The other people, they need to be off the bus. So when you start putting people off the bus because they don't make student achievement the number one priority, then there's going to be some persecution. There's going to be some going back and forth because Mr. Potato Plant is going to want to get his little friends and buddies to go against you. Those secret emails, those secret text messages, asking questions that, during the staff meetings that trying to get everybody up in an uproar within your staff meetings. You know what I'm talking about. The teachers lounge always complaining, you know what I'm saying? Trying to sabotage what's taking place. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Plant, you have to deal with that because if student achievement is going to be your number one priority, like it was mine, like it was Principal Kafele's, like it was Dr. Shiki Houston, like it was some of the other superstar educators on here, they dealt with it. They didn't have a weak bone or anything like that. The next one is that on top of that, now you're dealing with student achievement. Now you're going to deal with how the school looks, the cleanliness of the school, how welcome and inviting you are, the way you look as a leader, how you dress, how you present yourself. That's part of it. So now you got to talk to the custodians. Now you got to talk to people. I want this school clean. If you're trying to raise student achievement, if you believe that all kids need a quality school, is not in the classroom, but it's when they enter into the building. Oh yeah, yes, Dr. Houston said that's right. Yes, it is. It is. It is. Once again, the question I ask, are you willing to be persecuted for it? Now, joy is going to come at the end. Oh, it's going to come. Believe me, it's going to come. But while you in it, man, oh man, you got to really be strong with it. Next one. Let me know if I'm talking good. I see Trina Fletcher said, good talking points. Yes, yes. Next one. You will have to put the right long hours to make things great. You have to put the right long hours. You say, Herb, what do you mean by the right long hours? Some people, and I used to work long hours, but I was focusing on the wrong things. Yes, 10, 11 hours a day, but I was focusing on the wrong things. You're going to have to put the right hours in, long hours, going to be some long hours, and focus on the right things. Focusing on the right things in order to achieve greatness, in order for that school to be great. Does that make sense? You can do it. You can work on something for 10 hours. It can be the right way and the wrong way. And let's do it the right way. Next one, I'm just getting you to think about it. So once you get in there, these are the things that I had to deal with, or what I had to deal with when I was doing this. Next thing, accountability will make people change how they think mentally. When you start to hold people accountable, when you start to hold everyone accountable, then it's going to change how the people think. Now, let me give you a tidbit on when I started to hold people accountable. My superstar educators, I call my superstars, the LeBron James of the world, the you name it, whoever you think is a superstar, they love accountability. They loved it. They love to be held accountable because they're already doing what's right. They want the structure. They want you to push them. They want to talk about academic achievement. You're superstar teachers. But the other ones, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Plant, they're going to hate it. They're going to sabotage it. They're going to tear it down. Accountability, you just hold everybody accountable to the same standard. I want to have an A school. I want to have 65% or more of the kids at grade level at the end of the year. I want to become a Mikan Award winning principal. I want that. I want that. So if I want that, I have to hold people accountable to high standards. Now, like I said, your superstars, the LeBron James, the John Morants, the Anthony Edwards, the Lucas, the Anthony Davis. I'm talking about those superstars. They're going to love it. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Plant, the ones that they're going to murmur, complain through it all. Okay? Okay? So it's my time. It's 10:29, so I'm going to stop right there. So just a couple of things. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. Let's make this algorithm good. You can use this, what I just talked about, show it at your staff meetings during the week. You can show it with your leadership team. Look at it, talk about it, make this really hit your spirit. So as you move into the next level, you ask the question, every student deserves a great school. Am I willing to be persecuted for it? The last thing is that, I always like the last thing, if you have not picked up my books, make sure you support Brother Hurt. I got good books for parents and for schools. You just go on my website, pick it up, order it. You know, it will come to you. It will really bless you, and it highlights the things that I just talked about. So thank you very much. If anybody have not told you, I love you. I thank you for all of the support. Could you please go ahead to Create and Educate, support Dr. Houston and Dr. Tammy Taylor. They're coming on in one more minute. Thank you. May God bless everybody. See you same time next week.